Hello, welcome to a prologue. Because before we begin the first ever episode of this new segment called Jacktheinfinite101 Tries, I decided I'd give the assessment of where this series is at. The game that I ordered is Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, the game. I didn't even buy it because, well, we'll get into that later. But because before we even get to that game at all, I'm going to show you the only other Transformer games that haven't been seen by the Angry Video Game Nerd, of course, because I don't have the old Transformers games, and of course I don't have the ones that were only released in Japan. But I do have the two last generation games that were released worldwide. So I'm basically finishing up the Angry Video Game Nerd's assessment of the Transformers game series, I guess. I guess that makes me the Angry Next Gen Game Nerd. He's gonna take you back to the present, so you can play the games that will make you resent. Yeah, fuck the theme song. Okay, so let's begin. For starters, back in I don't know when, probably the 80s or something. Back in probably the 80s, I'd say. I don't know much about this because I really don't give a shit about this much. There was the existence of the first. There were like two classic Transformers games. There was the first one. There was one for the Commodore 64 that awkwardly was a video cassette tape. And then there was one that was There was one for the Super NES. I think it was. I'm pretty sure it's the Super NES. It might be the. Yeah, it was probably the Super NES. Anyway, basically it was. That was never even released into America. If you want to know more about these games, then you can see the Angry Video Game Nerd's review of them. I'm just gonna quickly say this much though: they both sucked. Then in 2003, we had a game called. There was a game. I think it was called Transformers Tactici or something like that. I'm not sure, but I know it was also only released in Japan. The only things I really know about it is that it probably had the most in-depth Transformers story possible, and it was based on G1, which probably helped them that fact going on. And it was the first game. It was the first game to allow you to play Decepticons. However, it was never released into America. So I'm just gonna assume that since it wasn't popular, that it was released. And then again, I also heard that it was voiced. They had English voices, except the English voices were. Oh yeah, that's right. Frickin' the Japanese voice actor's talking in English. At least that's what Undersized Skate says. But he's a compulsive liar. Anyway, on to the real things we want to know. Back in 2004, I was big into Transformers. I was big into the Transformers TV shows. I've been introduced to the series by Armada. And yes, all you G1 fanboys can go crazy on me because G1 wasn't my first show. That doesn't mean I haven't watched it, okay? There. Don't fanboy me. So, yeah. So basically, I just saw, like, and this was before I used the internet to get media. That is, if they even started in 2004 using the internet to get media for games. But basically, I saw this game. Game. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did because IGN had a review for this game. Anyway. So basically, I saw a TV commercial for a Transformers game based on Armada. So then I got really excited. I was highly anticipating the game. It was a game based off Transformers Armada. So it was made, and it's made by Atari and Melbourne House. The game was also planning to make a sequel. Also, after reading the strategy guide, where in the back there was a review with it, where Prima had an interview with Andrew Carter, the creator of the game, and they said that they were going to create a sequel to this. However, that never happened. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe something happened in Melbourne House or something. I have no idea. But basically, after that, what came next was the movies. The 2007 movie was into production, and everyone was highly anticipating this Michael Bay film. However, there's also a game adaptation. And this one was made by Activision and Traveler's Tales. Traveler's Tales being the company that made Lego Star Wars, a very kick-ass game. How are these games? As we know, the Transformers series has done as I explained, the Transformers series has not been good at making video games. So, will either of these games change that? Let's find out. Yes, I am playing this on my PS3 because my PS2 basically can be considered a BS2 because it doesn't play any of my games anymore, which is retarded. And it was a good console either way. But anyway, I'd tell you what that disc is, but if I told you, I'd have to kill you. So don't even ask. So now we're set to play Transformers. I've got everything set. Got the shirt, got the controller, got the game. So now Optimus Prime and I are set to find out if this game sucks. Let's begin. So first you're greeted by the Atari logo. Holy shit! Ugh. Damn it. So then, as you can see right now, Transformers isn't too bad. I thought about it. Well, yeah, that's pretty cool. And after that, you're greeted by an intro, kind of like an intro movie, but not like a real cutscene in the game. 1 million years ago? Wasn't it like 4 million years ago? So basically, it's just like without words summarizing what's been going, some things that have been going on, like ship escapes, blah blah, lost race of Transformers, the mini cons, yeah, whatever, keep going. Basically, it introduces and it basically just shows all the Autobots in the game, basically, and that's just Hotshot, Riddler, and Optimus. And it shows Megatron for no reason. Then does some thing with basically. So then it just really does something with the minicons. Basically, to put it simply, this intro just shows off some flashy lights and effects, but it does get you a little. But it is pretty cool, and it does get you a bit hyped up for the game. So yeah, I like the intro. I like that intro. Congratulations, you did that. That's something that was done right there. Good impression. Transformers. So put simply, the one thing that I want to ask is, where's the music? No Transformers theme music? What the F? Okay, maybe it's just the opening screen. There's gotta be more. There's gotta be Transformer music in there. But no, I was wrong. It's not. So yeah, we're gonna play this on easy difficulty. But believe me, when I say we're asking yourself, is this easy difficulty when I'm done? So basically, yeah, we start off with this opening cutscene here, and you get a real idea of what the cutscenes are like, even though it's not in a real life environment, so it's still hard to tell. Basically, you see a bunch of armies, Decepticon army taking them out. You see Hotshot and Riddler escape, and Optimus and Megatron about to duke it out. And these cutscenes, I want to say right away, look really nice, and I really like the visuals in the cutscenes. And Optimus basically just gets his ass kicked. The cutscenes now. One thing I have to complain is this. My complaint here is that they repeat so much dialogue from the 1986 Transformers film. It gets fucking annoying. You might be thinking at first, oh cool, they're quoting the 1986 movie. That's cool, but no, a lot of times what they say, everything they say is a quote from somewhere.
Decepticons, trace that energy wave to its origins.
So that gets really irritating. One thing, and Optimus has blue eyes. Now I think about it, which is awkward because he's only had blue eyes in G1, even though he's supposed to have yellow eyes in Armada. But whatever. So after this, really just fucking long cut loading screen. Well, this isn't that long, but it's still a little tedious. You basically go to this Autobot menu. It's like Autobot headquarters place where you'll choose your character, and they have different stats. Hotshot's the fastest, Riddler has the most defense, and Optimus is the strongest.
For victory.
His only weakness is really speed. So really, you really only want to be playing as Optimus. You can select minicons. We have none though. So basically, we go to Amazon now. So basically, yeah, more cutscene visuals. It's really well done. And for the 2004 game, these CGI cutscenes are really amazing. Obviously, they'd be copped down by now by some of the newer games, but this is old technology we're talking about. So, oh my god, enemies. So yeah, as you can see, this is just amazing. These cutscenes look really good, but the problem with them is they don't tell any story, because there's almost no story dialogue whatsoever. If you follow the Transformers Armada TV series, you won't be confused, but it's still a bit much. Anyway, so here we are. We're fresh breath of gameplay. The camera's defaultly inverted, but you can fix that. So the first thing you do is you're contacted by Riddler in a almost Metal Gear Solid rip-off style, as it reminds me of too much of the codec system from Metal Gear Solid, which is kind of cheesy that they couldn't think of something else, but whatever. So yeah, this is Optimus. I'm in position. Anyway,
affirmative.
So yeah,